Some of the problems we're going to practice are when we do fractions to percentage are going to be with numbers larger than 100 in the denominator, and how to make those into a percentage. And so the first one we're going to start with is, what if we're talking about 180 out of 300? Okay, we know percent means out of 100, and so we've got to make this out of 100. Okay, and so we're going to try to make this a percent. This comes up all the time in math. It's not so bad. Here's what you can do. You can make 180 out of 300 a fraction. The key to any percent problem, writing it as a fraction makes it so much easier. And remember, if you want it to be a percent, it's got to be out of 100. And I think most of us recognize pretty easily that 300 divided by 3 is 100. And so if we just divide 180 by 3, 180 out of 300 is the same thing as 60 out of 100. And of course, 60 out of 100 is the same thing as 60%. But I wanted you to see this because there's two methods. This method works really easy because we have numbers that are easy to divide. 300 is a multiple of 100. That won't always be the case, so I want us to learn another way. You can always, and I showed you this a couple of videos ago, but we talked about the other way is you can do 180 out of 300, and if you didn't know how to make it into a number over 100, you can multiply times 100%, because 100% is the same thing as 1. And so our answer will be a percent. And of course, I think we recognize that I can divide both of these by 100 with cross simplification. And then 3 goes into 180 60 times. And I get 60 times 1. And I get 60% that way too. Both of those methods work. They're very useful. The one at the top is a little easier for the problems we're working now, but we will need to know the bottom way times 100% in the future, because not all numbers are easily divisible.